How's that?
So you had your headphones in, but you didn't plug them in.
Yeah. I'm a noob.
That reminds me when I remember Mikey, our stepbrother, got computer components for Christmas one year to build a computer, and it was the first time he built one. So, we took a while to build it and piece everything together. And when you build a computer, the first time you plug it in and turn it on, you just hope it works, but maybe something doesn't work. So we got everything all ready. We push the power button. It doesn't do anything. We're like, shit. Now we're going to have to take this thing apart, figure out what's going on.
How about power into the wall? Is that what it was?
That's exactly what it was. We just didn't plug it in. It's cold out here, man.
Cold out there.
Yeah.
Every morning when I've woke up this week, it's been like 1 degree.
Oof. Plus wind.
Yeah.
It's the warmest part of the day, and it's 60 degrees. But I can't complain because I'm wearing shorts. So.
Yeah, it must be rough.
There's that. Where it's not cold right now?
Las Vegas?
I don't know. It might be cold in Las Vegas.
Maybe.
Last time I was there, it was pretty freaking cold.
Is it cold in Australia?
Australia is going through a historic heat wave. I was reading up on it, and there's some city that has had like 7 days in a row of over 107 degrees.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. Is 1 degree better than 107?
I would go with 1 degree rather than 107.
Really? I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough call. They're both pretty miserable.
But go ahead and introduce this week's beer because we're going to honor those guys.
Do you come from the land down under? It's even the Australian Open.
It is.
If you're a tennis fan. Yeah.
They've had to delay it and all that because it's so damn hot. I have a big head, and you can cover my entire head with this beer can.
I showed it to I was walking by with the kids, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's a big beer! You're gonna drink that whole thing?" They do a good job of making the beer look big, I think.
Well, it's the same as a tall boy. It's 24 ounces, I think. No, it's 25 plus ounces, so it's bigger
25.
than 25.
That's like the same size of like the Heineken I had. Some of the other ones that come in the single cans, they're about the same.
It's just impressive.
You know what I think is funny about it is it says founded in Australia, brewed in the USA.
Really? Yeah, in Fort Worth, Texas.
That's still kind of down under for me.
But, that's true. But it does say with imported ingredients.
Oh, so they get the ingredients from Australia, maybe. It doesn't say where they're imported from.
Right. But do Australian hops and whatnot taste different? I don't know. I'm surprised I haven't had one of these, seeing how it's a pretty big beer here,
Yeah, I've never had a Foster's. I asked my buddy at work. He goes, I go, have you ever had Foster's? Because I'm just trying to get some information. And he goes, I just had one last night. I ate it Outback.
That's true.
He's like, they got it on tap there.
That's funny. I thought Outback had their own beer though. But I think they do.
Foster's.
No, they have an Outback Down Under
Outback beer.
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's open this bad boy up.
By the way, this is my last video with a selfie stick. You introduced me to tripods. I didn't know that they made those for phones, so I got one coming in the mail tomorrow.
Bald's like, they make tripods for cell phones? What? Yes, those have been around ever since the camera phone came out, I think.
I can't even smell it.
Smells pretty normal.
I can't even taste it.
There's not much going on there, is it?
No.
Kind of tastes like a Miller Lite. You have a Miller Lite with you. Take a sip of your Miller Lite and then take it.
Way more flavor in a Miller Lite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, right?
It's not bad, but it's like a Busch Light to me. Just a beer with not a lot of flavor. It's not even a wide mouth opening. It's got this big can and this little tiny opening.
I can't really. There we go. I don't want to pour beer on my keyboard. But yeah, it's funny to look at the pop top because the can's this big and the pop top is just like
wide mouth. Remember when the wide mouth came out and it was like, "No, dude, wide mouth." Whoa.
What?
But now wide mouth is Now it's all like it's standard except for on a Foster's.
Maybe they haven't found that technology down there yet.
Remember, was it Miller that came out with the vent?
The punch top?
They had like a vent next to the
there's a thing.
The wide mouth. So it's easier to pour.
You could punch with your key or something.
Yeah.
I think they even gave away little tools that you could...
And Coors came out with the mountains that turn blue.
I mean, that's a pretty good idea. I love that look. What was that? You just rolled your eyes about that.
The mountains that turn blue?
Yeah.
You can't tell if it's cold by just like picking it up?
It's a gimmick.
I mean, that's gimmicks are what Miller Lite and Coors Light have to do to try and sell as much beer as Bud Light. Although Bud Light has come out with its own gimmick. Who would like to drink beer when they know when the ingredients are? Ingredients label on a beer? Come on.
Well, yeah, that got me thinking, though. I mean, I'm sure there's laws and whatnot, but everything in a grocery store
has an ingredient label besides beer. But it's like, have you seen it on the commercial? It's like barley, hops,
and water. Yeah.
Like, oh, I could have guessed that one.
Well,
it's just a gimmick to sell beer.
But they might be digging their own grave because, I mean, not digging their own grave. They're going to be around forever. But, you know, all of the beer companies, they always put, like, calorie information and whatnot, but they're putting it on there like a nutritional label.
Yeah.
Which, if you compare Bud Light to, say, Miller Lite is that much
less calories.
Less calories, less carbs. If they're going to make that in big print, Miller Lite's going to do the same thing. People be like, oh, that one's obviously the better choice for me.
Yeah.
Then Mick Ultra is going to come around the corner and slap them all in the face.
The Mick Ultra is made by Bud Light.
True.
Celebrated worldwide is what the can says. Born in Australia, or founded in Australia, brewed in the USA, and celebrated worldwide.
1888. That's crazy. I bet it didn't taste like this in 1888.
No. I bet it tasted better.
Probably a whole lot more sustenance.
They used to have Foster. Like, I don't see any Foster's commercials anymore.
No, they don't do it anymore. They had a really good advertising gimmick.
It'd be like steak, and then they put like a huge steak or whatever, and then they'd be like beer.
Well, and it was Australian for beer. Like they always had different definitions of the words. Should have found some and watched them before.
They'd be like shark, and it'd be like a huge ass shark or something like that.
And like compare like a United States version of a shark to an Australian shark.
Yeah.
I have no need to go to Australia ever.
I'm afraid I would die. All the poisonous animals down there.
Yeah. Like, just maybe I'll go to Sydney and just like that's the only place I need to see. But I am not going in the backwoods of Australia.
One of the guys that works for me spent time in Australia. He was a skateboarder back in the day. He's from Lincoln. He moved to LA to become a professional skateboarder. Well, he hooked up with some skateboard filming people and went to Australia to film skateboarding because they needed somebody to skateboard behind the skateboarder to film the skateboarder, right?
So you had to have a guy that we could train to film, but he has to be good on a skateboard.
Yeah. Because the skateboarder has to be filmed by a skateboarder following behind him.
Right.
So he went to Australia, and he says Sydney is like LA, only cleaner. He said it's a really cool city. Yeah, he grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, and he moved to LA like on a whim to become a professional skateboarder.
And he traveled internationally, and now he works at the grocery store.
Now he's my driver, my grocery delivery driver.
Huh. Gave up on his dream.
His wife, well, he became a stay-at-home dad because his wife makes a load of money. So this was his kids went to school, and he's like, well, I might as well get a job.
I'm just sitting around.
Day. Yeah.
Don't really need the money, but a little supplement kind of thing.
Yeah, he was a stay-at-home dad when the kids weren't in school. He goes, I just need to make enough money to pay the mortgage, and she pays for everything else.
Nice.
So, cool guy. We should play Blackout with him sometime. He's like level 80.
He should deliver groceries on a skateboard.
I don't think he kind of gave it up. He gave up skateboarding.
No, I'm sure.
He gave up the life.
I'm sure he could pick up a skateboard and still do some cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. Do some ollies. I'm like, can you ollie? And he's like, psh, bro.
Remember, that was a thing to say when you were a kid, though.
Yeah. I'm going to try an ollie.
You ollie? I was talking about skateboards with my wife the other day. I literally have not traveled a foot on a skateboard because they scare the hell out of me.
It's scary just getting up on one.
I've stood on one.
On it.
I got on it. Yeah. Like, no, I'm not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that? Let's strap some wheels to a piece of wood. Come on. You're crazy.
At least, like, if you're going to put wheels on your feet, at least put some shoelaces around it.
But
and roller skate.
It allows you to bail. You can't bail off your skates.
That's true. I went ice skating the other day. Took the kids ice skating.
Yeah? I bet you were sore the next day.
My hip hurt a little bit. So me and my son decided to race. We made the wrong decision to race from board to board. And of course, we don't know how to stop. So we're going like...
You're both competitive and not going to think about that.
Yeah, we're going like as fast as we can. Probably not as fast as we can. As fast as we feel comfortable without like totally biffing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just totally slam into the board. And I'm like, oh, why didn't we like race from blue to blue or something like that?
Gave you a respect for hockey players, though, I bet.
Yeah.
I remember.
It's not easy to stop.
No, you have to practice that. And you can't really, in a public rink, how are you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to make an ass out of myself like 100 times before I get it down.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
That's why you go on a Wednesday afternoon while school's in session.
That's true. There's probably like 3 people there.
Dude, there was a mom with a baby strapped to her chest and 2 other little kids.
You have some confidence in your skating if you're skating with your baby strapped to your chest.
Yeah. Well, she was just like, going around real slow, watching her other kids. And then there were 2 other guys who were like probably college age, who are doing that. Like, they're probably like, oh, I got a pair of skates for Christmas. I need to get good so I can join an adult
hockey league. Yeah.
So they were like trying to stop and like try and skate backwards. You could tell that they were like noobs at it. But you got to give them credit for going out and trying and practicing, Like, I wasn't going to give them any crap because I wasn't any better than they were.
Right. So who won the race, though?
It was a tie.
Oh.
Tess ruled it a tie. See, I can go faster, but I'm not going to fall on my face.
Nope.
And Raymond is not afraid to fall on his face.
That's true. The last time I went skating was in high school, a long time ago. And I remember it was a bunch of us football players who went just for fun. And we all sucked. We all sucked at skating. And
bunch of big-ass football players.
A bunch of offensive linemen from Nebraska going skating. And, the Zamboni comes out so you get off the ice or whatever. And Dave Becker.
Yeah.
Big dude. I mean, literally probably 6'4", 300 pounds. He decides I'm going to be the first one on as soon as that Zamboni gets out of here. And this was on like a Saturday night, in the winter. Like that's what people do is,
yes. I mean, it's like going bowling.
Right. And he, I don't think he realized what a Zamboni really does.
It's like a shit.
And he gets on the ice and he just books it. Like, bro, he looks like he's like on a breakaway. And sure enough, about 5 seconds later, he fell flat on his face and the entire crowd was just like, oh. The harder
300-pound guy straight on his ass.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
You could hear like the ice breaking. Dude, speaking of ice, so this guy at work is his day off, and he came into work and he's wearing like coverall bibs,
right?
And he's like, "Dude, you getting off work?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come ice fishing with me. I just went. Come ice fishing with me." I'm like, "Dude, like I know it's cold outside, but it's Nebraska. Like it'll be cold for a week and then like 40 degrees for a week." I'm like, "I'm not going out there on the ice." He's like,
"Yeah, that ice
is
safe."
He's like, "It's kind of sketchy in spots. Like there's no ice in some spots, but you just got to find the right spot." I'm like, "No, I'm not going out there where there's no ice on some spots."
No, yeah, you go ice fishing in Minnesota where it has been 0 degrees
and a half of ice. Yes. If you can't drive a car out on that ice, I'm not walking out onto it.
Well, the only time I've walked on ice, it was you and me, I think. We went up there one winter.
New Year's Eve. We played Tony Hawk all the time, whole time, because it was so cold outside.
Walking on the ice like, like,
yeah. And it was in the dead of winter.
But we're looking out in the middle of the lake, and there's trucks and shit. And here we are on the bank going,
there's ice huts out there.
I don't know if we can walk on this. Like at that depth, like it was actually solid ice, I'm sure, all the way to the ground.
So video editor, can you take a time out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
That means he has to pee.
Yes, I'll be right back.
Is that a close call or something?
Yeah. I drank a lot of Coke Zero today. And a Miller Lite and a triple and a half of Foster's.
Like, oh, now you good?
There we go. Yeah.
Why do you think they make their can like this?
Gimmick.
Like, do you think maybe in Australia, like that's just the normal?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's like calling us bald and hairy. It's just a gimmick.
That's true. There really is no meaning other than you don't have hair and I have hair. But behind bald and hairy, nobody calls us bald and hairy other than on the show.
So our brother, he said that he used to go to poker games with his old work crew when he used to sell cars.
Yeah.
And he'd bring like 2 Bud Lights or whatever.
Yeah.
And his boss always made him drink Foster's. He'd have like a fridge full of Foster's.
Really?
And be like, "Drink this." And he'd be like, "No." There's no flavor in this beer.
Who brings 2 beers to a party? Like, I understand.
Our brother.
I understand you might only drink 2. That's fine. But, like, what do you do? Like, go into your own fridge and grab 2 beers and bring them? Like,
yeah, you bring a 6-pack.
Just bring a 6er and leave the rest for the host. You know,
yes.
Like, that's the appropriate thing to do. So what happened this week? Anything fun? You went skating?
I was down this week.
You were down?
The Chiefs lost.
You did have a rough week. I talked to you a couple times.
It was not a good week for me.
You weren't in
Chiefs
a great mood.
Lost.
You're upset about the government, which we don't talk about on this show.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. I drank way too much during the Chiefs game. And I woke up Monday, which is my busiest day, just totally hungover. And
So we got on the phone. The 3 brothers got on the phone after the Chiefs game to talk about it. You guys should have heard Bald. I mean, you guys think you've seen him drunk on this show. He had a few beers during the Chiefs game. Then you went and played like Black Ops for a while.
I counted. I drink. Yeah. I needed to let off some steam. I couldn't just go to bed right after. I think I drank 9 beers that night, but like 3 of them were 16 ounces. So, I mean,
what was it like getting up?
I drank a lot of beer.
Because you get up early.
It sucks so bad.
Yeah, I woke up to a text with like something like "life sucks" or something like that because you're just.
I went to bed at
midnight.
I woke up at 4 for the busiest day of the week. It was like I was just so. It wasn't good.
I was off most of this week, Monday through Wednesday. So I worked Thursday, Friday. In those 2 days were the worst days of work I've had probably in the past 6 months.
That's what you get for taking vacation, bro.
Every time.
When you have $1 million deals on the line.
Yeah, that I didn't even know about. Like, how are you trusting?
Dude, why don't they send you a text? How about just send me a text saying, hey, there's BT Dubs. When you get back, there's $1 million deal on the line.
BT Dubs.
That's what I would get from my employees, and I don't make half as much as you do.
You put a Snapchat filter on yourself too while you're talking.
Yeah, that's what I would get in my text is a Snapchat filter saying BT Dubs. There's an angry customer.
Because you gave him the wrong kind of cheese.
Yeah.
What's the worst mix-up you've had? Like bringing the wrong item or something?
Complete orders.
Oh, you just bring them the wrong
You just order? Get 2 orders completely mixed up.
Both of us have delivered pizza in our past, so we've both done that before.
Yeah. How many times do you get stuck in the snow delivering pizza?
I didn't deliver in the snow. I only did it for like 6 months.
It's bad getting stuck in the snow when you're delivering pizza.
Delivering pizza is an amazing job. I love it. And can you imagine it now with like GPS and everything?
Oh, it'd be so easy.
My God.
I mean, I was lucky I delivered in a small town and you had the big map up on the wall,
Yeah,
so
that's what we did.
Exactly where to drive. But neighborhoods are confusing in Omaha because you get into a neighborhood and the roads just don't match up. Where I lived, it was all a grid.
And the worst part was I was delivering my area was a newly developed area, so it was continuing to be developed. So you'd be driving around this neighborhood with just houses being built. And so that's not even on the map yet. So you're just like, guess I'm going to drive around until I found a house that's actually built. And of course, there's no lights. You can't see anything. There's no street signs. It's the worst. But it was a great job. I liked that job. You come home with cash in your pocket every day.
I mean, you come home with cash in your pocket. You listen to tunes the whole time.
One of my buddies was a driver. And one of the best stories he told is he was on a delivery, so he had the topper on his car and everything, so everybody knows he's a delivery driver. He stopped at a stoplight, and he's just picking his nose. And he looks over, and somebody's giving him a weird look like, the Papa John's guy, what the heck? He goes, don't worry, I don't make them. He just I mean, that's the best thing you could say. Don't worry, I don't make them.
You're caught. You better make a joke. When I delivered pizzas in Wyoming, so you never know what kind of weather you're gonna get.
Right.
We literally got 3 feet of snow in one night. 3 feet of snow. So the two owners of the pizza place I worked at had 4-wheel drives. We were the only pizza place that stayed open in town.
You guys were slammed.
So, of course, everybody's trying to find a place to order pizza because they can't leave the house, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 delivery drivers, both the owners. It's just effing crazy. We run out of cheese. We run out of dough. I mean, we're like making dough from like the secret recipe, buying cheese at the grocery store next door. It's insane. So I drive home after that night. I mean, literally 3 feet of snow in one night. I get stuck in the middle of the road. Like I'm, like weaving in and out of the road.
Right.
Stuck. Can't go anywhere. Middle of the road. And I'm a block from my house. So I walk to the house and I call, like I look in the phone book. Back then you had to look in the phone book. And I called the city and I'm like, hey, listen, my car is stuck in the middle of, I think it was 3rd Street. My car is stuck in the middle of 3rd Street, 5th Street. What do you want me to do? Is there going to be a plow coming through? And they say, there's not going to be a plow coming through for 3 days. Just leave it.
3 days?
They plowed 3 feet of snow. In a week, they plowed 2 roads in town. 3rd Street and
plow?
like 3rd Street and Grand Avenue.
I'm surprised, Wyoming, everybody owns a truck. I'm surprised there wasn't just some guy with a scoop on the front of his truck just clearing the roads at that point.
They plowed 2 roads in town, 3rd Street and Grand Avenue. They said, just leave it. Don't worry about it.
Your car just sat there until you could get it out?
Yep. It sat there until the next day when we could like scoop it out.
Was that the Civic?
No, it was Stacy's Taurus. It was way back when. But I didn't take the Civic that day because I knew it was going to snow.
So I'm going to take the Taurus instead of the Civic.
Yeah. One time I completely did a 180 in the middle of 3rd Street, which is like the second main drag in town, in the Civic. It could get bad there.
So the day I got back to work on Thursday, it's Thursday morning, like 9 o'clock. My boss sends me a message. Like I'm literally just getting into the office. My boss sends me a message, which is always weird right in the middle of the morning because she's out in Arizona.
Like a text message?
No, like a Skype message, like an instant message on my computer. You don't know what I'm talking about. That's okay. Other people do.
No.
So anyway, I get a message and it's just, hey, read my email I sent you the other day. You're traveling to Cincinnati. And I'm like, I don't mind traveling for work. I usually enjoy it, But why are you sending me to Cincinnati in February? Like, really? Like,
at least there's a Chipotle across from your hotel.
There is a Chipotle across from where I stay. But the only thing, and I don't even mind the cold, it's just I don't want to drive.
If there's snow.
Because I haven't done it in such a long time. That's what I was thinking.
Don't even get a rental, just Uber.
Well,
it'll be cheaper for the company.
The next day, I get an email from the guys who I'm supposed to basically travel to, and they're like, yeah, it's canceled because the company that was supposed to come, they don't travel in this time of the year or whatever. So I'm like, yes.
So you're not going?
Not going. Originally, it was supposed to be in Jacksonville, which that'd be fine. That's just a couple hours from here. So
you could just drive.
Yeah, that's what you do. You just drive and stay the night and drive back.
Do you get a rental for that, or you just get mileage?
I think you can do either. I'd just rather take the mileage. You can't smoke in a rental, so
you just chain smoke the whole time to Jacksonville.
Exactly. I've been there once. I don't really want to go back, but it's better than flying to Ohio.
You went to a Nebraska bowl game in Jacksonville.
That was in Orlando.
Oh, that was in Orlando?
Yeah, I think where the Pro Bowl is right now.
Oh, was it Citrus Bowl?
Yeah, Citrus Bowl or whatever it is. That was a great day. One of the most fun days I've had in a long time. Beautiful weather. We just show up and sit there and tailgate, and then we found somebody else to tailgate with. It was awesome. A fight broke out in front of us. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. So should we think about rating this beer?
I've already thought about it. 3s across the board.
That's what I was saying. It's not good. It's not bad.
Right.
It's just a beer.
I'm not giving it points, and I'm not taking away points. It's just, and I think that's what they're trying.
How much did you pay for yours?
Like $250.
I think mine was $258.
So I mean, $250 for 2 beers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even complain on price, but it's not a good deal because it's just a regular beer.
Yeah. It's like drinking a Bud Light to me. A Bud Light or a Busch Light.
Yeah. Which isn't bad.
What is the alcohol content?
It is 5%. It's higher.
So it's a little bit higher.
A little bit higher.
Busch Light.
See, we got, I'm talking right in the microphone now. Sorry. For a 12-ounce serving, it's 5% alcohol, 146 calories, and 11.2 carbs.
146 calories. That's a lot.
I mean, what is it? Miller Lite's like a 98 or something like that?
95 or something.
So I mean, it's not that much more.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Drinkability might be higher than.
Oh, that's true. Drinkability, we got to give it a 4.
Yeah.
You can drink these all day.
Wouldn't that be a 5 then?
But I always like to factor in, do I want to drink it all day?
I don't know. If somebody else was buying, I would.
That's true. If there's just a cooler full of these and you're going somewhere.
Yeah. If this was at the tailgate, it'd be trouble.
I'd be all right. Okay. I'll give it a 5. You're doing the same.
Yeah, 5 for drinkability. What's the next category?
Flavor,
3. Not because it's bad, not because it's good. It's
just there's some flavor.
It's definitely not bad. It just isn't good.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
100%.
And value. I mean,
3.
it's just
same as any other beer. Would you buy it again?
I wouldn't buy one of these cans again. If it was like a 6-pack on sale for $5, I would.
I don't know. I could see myself buying it again. Just, if I, like, maybe I already have beer at home, but I just want something a little different. And I'm like running by the store for smokes anyways.
I think that. Did you buy yours at the gas station?
No, I actually went to the liquor store for I couldn't find it at my gas station.
I think next time I'm in Florida, we should just tailgate with these.
No highlights or invasion?
Ooh, never mind.
Dude, speaking of that, today is the invasion day of Gasparilla.
Gasparilla's going on?
Yep, Gasparilla is today. Kind of cold for Gasparilla. But I guess that's good because there's 100,000 people around you or whatnot. I've never gone to Gasparilla, and I have no need or want to go.
You should go. I would go.
Dude, it's like from what I understand, getting in and out of there is just absolute hell.
How about Uber?
Even Uber.
It'd be an expensive Uber, but
it wouldn't be even that. I mean, well, I'm sure they'd probably double the price because of the venue, but like even to get to a spot where an Uber can find you, it's unreal from what I heard. But I don't know.
It'd be fun.
So there's 3 Gasparilla parades. There's the kids parade. They had that last weekend, which that's just, no alcohol. It's just, friendly. Then there's the big parade, which is literally one of the biggest parades in North America. Like, I think only like Mardi Gras and like
the Rose
Bowl parade, and maybe the
Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah, and then like Gasparilla's 4th or something like that. But then they have what they call the night parade. And people often mistake night parade because it's at night. No, it's technically KNIGHT, the night parade. It just so happens to be at night.
Is that where they flash their boobies?
I think that's when the boobies come out. Yeah, that's when the boobies come out.
That's the one me and you are going to.
We'll drink some Invasion at the night parade.
You got to drink Invasion because High Life will get you too messed up.
Right. They literally said
that
at the Cigar City Brewing tour.
They made Invasion because High Life gets you too messed up at Gasparilla, right?
Invasion's a good beer too.
Isn't that's exactly what the guy said?
100%. He's like, yeah, you're going to get messed up if you drink High Life all day. And don't get me wrong, you're going to get messed up on this too, but not nearly.
He said people like to drink High Life. They'd like to drink High Life at Gasparilla. But it got people too messed up. So we made Invasion so people wouldn't get too messed up.
It's a good idea. It's got a pirate on the can and everything. I'm done.
Pretty easy drinking Australian beer.
I mean, it would be interesting. Like, is Foster's all over the place, or is it just like an international, let's pretend we're Australian,
Yeah. See, I'm thinking like it's an American thing. Like, yeah, sure, it was invented in Australia, but then some American guy was like, if I market this to the Americans as an Australian beer, people will buy it.
It's kind of like thinking, we had Heineken a couple weeks ago. If you go to Holland, is it just Heineken everywhere? Probably not.
They probably don't even drink it there.
Though, I will say, if you're drinking Guinness, Ireland is all about their Guinness.
Which we will drink for St. Patrick's Day.
That's right around the corner. We're going to have it. Ooh, that'll be fun. I'm not a big fan, but...
Yeah, either am I. But we will.
All right. What else is there to say about this thing? You said there's a green can and a blue can?
Yeah. So there's a green can, and I read it, and it said the bitter kind.
So more flavor.
So, yeah, a little more flavor. But I figured you like the blue can more.
I appreciate that. Oh, shit, it's gotten colder since we've been out here. Probably because I just drank 25 ounces of cold beer.
Did you buy yours yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday night. Last night.
Yes, yesterday night.
Yesterday's Eve. All right. You'd appreciate this. We were at the Lightning game last week, and they have like fan upgrade seats, but it's sponsored by Bud Light, so it's like the Dilly Dilly seats. So they dress them up like king and queen or whatever. And every time there's a penalty on the other team, they go, "Pit of misery, Dilly Dilly," and they show the guy.
Do you wish you would have gotten upgraded to the Dilly Dilly seats?
My seats were better than the Dilly Dilly seats, but it was funny because obviously they want you to drink Bud Light and like, oh yeah, but this guy had a bottle of water in a koozie, a Bud Light koozie. Dilly Dilly.
I prefer a nice mead.
It's like, at least just give him one to show he doesn't have to drink it. I thought that.
So, what about the Trop only accepting cards?
That's what you and our brother were talking about. I was really confused, but I caught on.
No cash.
That's kind of
But
weird.
I didn't get if the beer guys accept cash.
Well, and I wonder, though, because technically the beer guys don't even work for the Trop.
Yeah. It didn't say anything about the beer guys. It just talked about concession stands.
That would
make fine. Like, if you're going to the concession stand, wouldn't a card be more convenient?
Well, if you're going to I always use my card at the concession stand when I get beer.
Yeah.
But a beer vendor, I think that would just slow down the transaction. Because those beer guys, dude, like you give them your money, they're like, here you go. You know what I mean? Like they know.
I mean, exactly. I can only imagine that beer guys still accept cash.
Plus, like, how do you like do a tip too?
Yeah. They aren't like printing out receipts where you can write in the tip.
Which they do at the concession stand, the center field bar that I go to, you know?
That's where I got my highlight.
Yeah, I'd give them $1 and sign it, you know? I don't know.
Which one? The Bud Light porch or the other one?
Just the one in center field.
Yeah, but there's like the Bud Light porch in center field, and then behind it, by the cigar bar, there's another bar.
Oh, they don't even have the cigar bar anymore.
But by where the cigar bar was.
That,
on the other side. Like the Bud Light porch is on field side. Across
is another
the walkway is another bar.
Right, that was a cigar bar. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of that. Because they have like I don't know,
like games and stuff, like
throw a kickball into a bucket game. Like
giant Jenga and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've stood up there and smoked a cigar before, but that was like before the game. You know, if you're at the game, go watch the game.
Yeah.
That was, by the way, that was the best part of, well, not the best part, but the most fun part of the hockey game we went to. So we get in our seats. They're good seats. You know, thanks, Dad, for the present. But there was like 4 or 5 empty seats in front of us. And we're like, that's kind of strange. Whatever. But like, we come back to our seats after the first intermission, and there's this guy sitting there. And sooner or later, he goes, yeah, right here. And like 5 young girls come and sit in these seats, and they are the total Snapchat, Instagram, like they don't know shit about hockey, which is fine. I'm glad they're at the game because
they don't care.
I mean, literally, if I had to count how many selfies they took, it would probably be 200, 250 total. Like
what? Like $100 tickets, and all they're doing is taking selfies.
Yeah, and I guess like. Apparently, I don't believe them. The drunk one started talking to me and like, yeah, we got these tickets through this person's work or something. I'm like, nah, I think that was somebody's sugar daddy. That's just how it looked. And like one of them is like breaking up with her boyfriend or something, or her boyfriend was breaking up with her and these texts. So they're like passing the phone back and forth. And then at the end of the third, like it's like 2 minutes left in the third period. Like, oh, we got another period to go. There's 4 periods in hockey. And everybody's just like, oh my God, this is great. Like when there was no action in the game, between, face-offs, it was just so much fun to watch these guys. Like these are like normal people. Like that's the thing. This is how people act these days.
Yeah.
All of them have their chargers connected to their phones because they're on their phone all damn day. Couldn't believe it. It was great. They had lipstick smeared all over their face. It was fantastic. I hope they're okay. Like, I don't know.
Were they getting pretty drunk?
Oh, yeah. They were wasted. Off of the seltzer water alcohol.
The seltzer. Oh, they were drinking like White Claw and stuff like that?
Yeah, that stuff. And then one of them bought a pretzel with cheese, and I figured she's probably doing that just because she just got the breakup text. Like she's probably just helping herself out. It was interesting. Just I'm not exposed to those kind of people, especially not at a hockey game usually.
Welcome to my life, dude.
I bet. Taking selfies all day while they're driving their delivery.
Yeah. Hey.
BT Dubs.
Yep.
Anywho.
All right.
Good beer. What are we going to do next week? No clue. We'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll think of something good. Probably Steel Reserve.
I'm not drinking a Steel Reserve.
I want to try one of the flavored ones.
Then you can do it anytime you want. It would be interesting, and it would be kind of breaking tradition here. But if I got one flavor and you got a different flavor,
that would be good. Let's do it.
I feel like I have to go to my gas station in disguise to buy it, though.
Go to a different gas station.
Yeah, go to the one across the street that I never go to.
Yeah, ask for a paper bag too.
I think the paper bag is required. I don't think
with it.
You can leave the store without it. Just the name Steel Reserve. You named it Steel Reserve. Like, oh.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I can talk you into it.
That'll be our fallback. And if I can come up with something better, we'll do something better.
All
right. I'm freezing.
All right, dude.
Have a good weekend. Maybe we'll play some more Blackout.
Okay.
Got to get your aim improved.
Maybe right now. We'll see.
Possibly. We'll see.
All right.
All right. See you, dude.
Later, bro.
Bye.